Yeah, this day was certainly a little longer. And not just due to the abnormality that we researched. It had a different set of rules, I'll give it that. Yeah, this abnormality, the one that appeared on this day, looked like a teddy bear. One that was in need of repair. You might be asking, how dangerous is that? My answer to that was, considering that even the trees are deadly around here, you might want to rethink that question. I mean, we've even got shoes that can mind control the wearer, or even someone who could possibly wear them. And it turns him into a homicidal maniac according to research. Thankfully, shaking them a number of times shakes them out of it. Oh yeah, and as for Gebura, yeah, she was a fixer. And she was dedicated to her work. Maybe a little too dedicated, considering that she was driven. Yeah, that's the short version. The longer version, she was a blood knight. Battle was pretty much all she knew. In fact, she was even willing to use the abnormality-derived equipment in order to fight what was here. It all ended for her when she confronted the one who released the abnormalities during that instant. It was a battle which caused both her and the interloper to kill each other. Yeah, mutually assured destruction on a much smaller scale. And that was how she became a brain in a robot body. More or less. first abnormality, I'm confused. The first of the ordeals. Yeah, that's right. Was the Violet Dawn. Nothing too serious. And this one was called the Happy Teddy Bear, the abnormality. And it didn't breach, which aroused suspicion. Why did this bear arouse suspicion? Because if there is danger with it, this is why I follow him. If there is danger, it's not due to the Quevhoff counter. It's due to something else. I wanted them to proceed with caution. Perhaps that was why I was alternating between agents. Well, whatever was here, well, we'll find out. Well, I found out quite some time ago. You'll find out. It was at this point I found out the best things to use on it, and also what not to use on it. Insight and Justice were some of the best. As for the rest of the research, well, that'd have to wait. An ordeal was coming. The same went for finding out what the weapon was, or the gift. Not that the weapon would be any good. Considering what involved. The fruit of understanding? Yeah, we have an understanding. An understanding that you need to die. I was thinking, what could be the dark corner that whoever... What dark corner were they summoned? And who? Well, it didn't really matter that much because this ordeal was done and I could get back to work. Or rather, tell the agents to get back to work. As that was kind of my job. Yeah, although there was a primary set of abnormalities to work on. It didn't hurt to have the others work on theirs. Because development was development. Oh yeah, the gift was known. Gave SP and a better chance of attachment works. And as for the rules of this one, much as it wasn't a good idea to do 2 repression works in a row, it wasn't a good idea to have the same agent do it twice in a row. So it was a good idea that I alternated between the 2. Because if I didn't, well, that agent would have been choked to death by that bear. Yeah, it definitely sounds like what would have happened if a certain comedy series was a cheesy horror movie series instead. Still, I decided to make the equipment anyway. Because at least the suits would be something worthwhile. And besides, once I was done, I could move on to other abnormalities. And have others trained. Which in turn would mean a greater chance of them getting the gifts. The next ordeals were the sci-fi movie rejects. Specifically the B-movie kind. The kind that looked like they weren't even trying. As in the gloriously bad kind of trying. Yeah, that's the problem with long-term projections. They're based on current info and speculation. Don't get me wrong, they got some things right. But other things, they didn't. Although, you could hardly fault them. They didn't exactly know certain things were gonna happen. At this point, I got my agents ready. All of them. As even though these were Green Noon ordeals, it was unwise to underestimate them. And this was considering that some of my agents had not that good resistance against red damage. Oh yeah, and Happy Teddy Bear's weapon just looks ridiculous. I mean, would you take yourself seriously? Armed with that? The upper layer suppression was coming along nicely. The middle layer, a little slower considering the harder to navigate layout. To be honest with you, I don't think I was the one who designed the place. I'm just working with what's available. Yeah, what was next was probably gonna be worse. Because that's one constant around here. It always gets worse. And then everything becomes quiet at the end. Although not because everyone's dead. In fact, I prefer them not to be dead. The process of understanding was no more. More works were needed before the next ordeal would appear. So I decided to just get on with it.
What? Did you still think that it wasn't gonna get worse? I mean, have you not been keeping up with the report for the other 27 days? Is been steadily getting worse since day one. And this day would be a little different. Mostly because there'd be a green dusk ordeal. And I think we're familiar with what they could do. Nothing good. That's the short version. How quickly it'd be dealt with? Well, that would depend on... yeah, that'd depend on the places where the machines would appear. The machines that make the ones that actually fight. Where to reach. The one in training was convenient, the one in control was not. And as for the other two, they were in Central Command. Both of them. With this one, I'd need to call in a little help. And no, I'm not talking about a rabbit team. I was talking about something else. Well, I might as well start testing that here. And turned out that this ordeal was a left time. The contract had been made. And so she'd keep him busy until I could deal with the others. I decided to use this opportunity to deal with the lower Central Command, where to reach. While the Little Red Riding Hooded mercenary dealt with the one on top. Or at the very least, kept him busy long enough to focus on the others. In fact, there was also the added advantage of the Little Red Riding Hooded Mercenary. Unlike the Rabbit team, not being too big on collateral damage. At least in the regards of not being too concerned about perks. Just the target of the contracts. In which case, that got me worried as she might focus on that and nothing else. Although I decided not to take chances and send those that were down here closer to the problem. Thankfully, she was resistant to red damage. And apparently, she did kill any in her way, which was convenient, considering that there was quite a lot in the way. And there was some overspill from that machine to the upper layer. Considering that more are going to be made, I decided not to wait any longer. In fact, I probably should have done this sooner. Yeah, I was thankful there was some shields still up. And that they could take the beating well enough. And I noticed that there was a green midnight ordeal. And I thought, finally, something that wasn't a file at midnight. And according to my notes, it's something that could be dealt with. All that I needed to do was do enough works to attract its attention. And where it would appear, well, it would appear in information. It would always appear in information. At this point, it was time to flush it out. The last helix. I decided it was best to only send those that didn't have a short-range weapon. Because, according to my other self's notes, it's not a good idea to get too close to Last Helix, considering what it's capable of. Which I was about to find out. And it was capable of 2 green death beams. One shooting straight up, the other sweeping through the facility. I knew at that point I needed to equip stronger weapons. That way, I'd be able to destroy this quicker. I didn't want to take any chances, so when it was around 50% integrity, I called them back to the elevator, rather than risk them getting melted. The elevator allows them to bypass the death beam. And then I sent all of those that could, without an unacceptable risk, get back to destroying it. Yeah. That other me from that parallel world. He knew what he was talking about when he wrote down that this is the easier of the midnight ordeals. Well, certainly sounds easier than the violet midnight. Because at least green midnights he could defeat. Just as I defeated the last helix. Well, that was certainly let's see. Got through a whole day's worth of ordeals, tested out the Little Red Riding Hood mercenary. None of my agents died. I'd say this was a good day. Although I'd be a fool to believe that it would remain this way. At this point, I didn't need to work on the happy teddy bear. So for the rest of the day I decided to work on other abnormalities. In fact, that's probably what I'd need to do anyway. Just to get some noticeable development out of the others. Before I ended the day, I had to read the background of the happy teddy bear. And it definitely sounded like some kind of cheesy horror movie. Well, it would, except there's no cheesy dialogue. It was grim, it was dark, and I didn't like it. Then I remembered something more. That I knew this person. And we sounded close. and I wasn't full of myself. What else is new? Apparently she was good at reassuring me. And then she was talking about how self-destructive F1 can be. And she was working on a treatment for the soul. Yeah, she might as well try and create a cure for evil. Probably be just as difficult. And then a meeting occurred, and she welcomed me to... Yeah, it was my first day. It's bound to appear eventually. That tool abnormality. Best get it over with. What was so bad about it? Well, let's take a break and then I'll tell you why.